Hello, this is Mr. Passon. Today we're going to go ahead and cover Lesson 6 in Unit 2. We're in our Proportional Relationships unit, and today we're going to talk about fractional rates. So go ahead and you'll notice the link to the slides is here in Canvas. So click the link. Oh, looks like I already made a copy of this one, so I'm going to flip over to the copy that I already made. And then today we're talking about fractional unit rates. Let me change the view. Zoom 200%, and we're going to go ahead and figure out how to do all the things we've been doing before, except for now we're going to have more rational numbers, fractions, as our unit rates. Okay, so what is a unit rate? Well, a rate is a specific comparison between or of two quantities, and here the comparison is by division. The unit rate is the value when the denominator is 1. The amount per 1, it's the same as the value of the constant of proportionality. Okay? And it can be represented in fractions. Examples where we do this, and it looks like I need to add a little text box here, are price per pound. Well, really, just about anything with the word per in it. So miles per hour, miles per gallon, and I want those all to sit on the line, so I'm going to go ahead and move that up a little bit. Now, let's just practice finding our unit rate. Remember, it's this in is another ratio word there, so we're going to take 78 divided by 2, and there we're going to get 39 sit-ups per minute. And I'm going to often use MIN for short for minutes, because we have a lot of M words that we're going to use, like miles, but min is going to be short for minutes. Now we have 42 push-ups in 3 minutes. In is another ratio word, so we're going to do 42 divided by 3. Go ahead and complete that division. Pause the video. Alright, so hopefully you got the same answer I did. For which I have a friend from Colombia, and apparently down there, when they do push-ups, they actually call them lizards, because they have these lizards, and we have them around here too, that do a similar motion. One moment, please. So here, we already have it in 1 minute, so it's 40 divided by 1, so that equals 40 jumping jacks per minute. So there, the rate was already given to us. Alright? So, when we say the unit rate, well, that is the, so unit rate is the per 1. So in the case above, per 1 minute. Okay. Now, since we're dealing with fractions, we're going to have to be comfortable multiplying and dividing fractions, so we want to go back and do that again. Now, here we want to do 3 halves, right? And we need to be able to convert mixed numbers into fractions, times, and we want to write everything as a fraction, so we're going to write this whole number as 6/1. Now, we can just multiply the tops and multiply the bottoms. That's going to get us 18/2. Which is 9. Alright? Let's go ahead and take this one. Well, here we've got a fraction divided by a whole number. So first let's write them both as fractions. Go ahead and think of how you would divide them both as fractions, or how you would write them both as fractions and set up your division. Alright, see if you agree with me. This is 5 halves divided by 6 over 1. Now we can use our rule for dividing fractions, keep, change, flip, and we're going to do 5 halves times 1 over 6. Okay? Then we multiply the tops and we multiply the bottoms. That's going to be 5 divided by 12. Alright? Again, go ahead and take a moment to try to figure it out, set it up. Pause the video if you need to. So, we need to write this first one as a fraction. 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 2 more is 7, 8. So we have 8 thirds times 1/4. Since we're multiplying fractions, we should multiply straight across, and we can simplify after. Now this one there's a lot of nice cross-canceling in there because we've got an 8 and a 4, and those definitely cancel, but I'm going to do it this way first. So I'm going to say it's 8 over 12, and then we can simplify both those by dividing by 4, and we get 2 over 3. Okay? So, we could have gotten there a little bit faster if we did our canceling ahead of time, and we would have done it with smaller numbers, but with this case it was okay. For the last one, take a moment, set up the division, turn it into a multiplication, and go ahead and finish it. Okay, at this point you should already have the problem set up, so I'm going to set it up and hope you agree with me. So that's going to be 7/4 divided by 2/3. Alright, now I'm going to just go ahead and throw these in parentheses, so that way I can think of my divide in between there. And then I want to apply my keep, change, flip to turn that into a multiplication. So that's going to be 7/4 times 3 halves. Okay? We multiply the tops and we get 21 over 8. Now 21 and 8 don't have any common factors, but often we're also going to be interested in a mixed number as our answer. Sometimes we're going to want the improper fraction, that is this one. And we see that 8 goes into 21 2 times, that's 16, so there's 2 and 5/8 left over. So 2 and 5/8. So correct answers would be 21/8 or 2 and 5/8. Now, when we're calculating our unit rate, if we have our top number as a fraction or our bottom number as a fraction, we can just divide the fractions like we would before. Okay? So let's look at these situations. We've got 1.5 miles in 15 minutes. So our x is going to be our 15 minutes. And notice the in, okay, that whatever comes after in is generally going to be our x. So this one's going to be 12 minutes. And in 20 minutes. Our y is going to be 1.5, which equals 3 halves, and that's the form we're probably going to do it in. Okay? Here it's going to be 2, and here it's going to be 2 and 1/3, which equals 7/3. So our y over x is going to be 3 halves, not 36, 3 halves, divided by 15. That's 3 halves times 1 over 15. Alright? Now, again, there's some cross-canceling that can happen here. That's a little harder to show here, so I'm just going to multiply across and then simplify. So I get 3 over 30, which we can simplify over here. 3 over 30 equals 1 over 10, and that's miles per minute. Let's take a look at this one. Go ahead and set up your division. It's y divided by x. So that's 2 divided by 12, which equals 1/6 of a mile per minute. Here we've got 7/3 divided by 20. Alright, so that is going to be 7/3, oh, not 3/3, 7/3 times 1/20, not 23, 20, and that's going to equal 7 divided by 60. It would help if I wrote in the right numbers. So we get 7/60 is our unit rate in miles per minute. Alright? So every single time we just set up our ratios just like we normally do, except for now we need to apply our rules for multiplying or dividing fractions. Let's read through these scenarios and see if we can apply them. So what is the price per pound? Per is our ratio word. Price is going to go on top, and pounds is going to go on bottom. So when we're setting this up, this should be $20.90, not 80 cents, 90 cents, divided by 5.5, which is 11 halves. Okay? Now, when we do that division, and in this case we'll probably do it out on a calculator, but take a moment to figure out, do it one way or another, but try to figure out what 20.90 divided by 11 halves is. Okay, see if you agree with me. It is $3.80. So that's $3.80 per pound. Let's take a look at our next one. We want to know how fast does the car travel in an hour. It really should be how far does the car travel in 1 hour, or how fast is the car traveling. So 1 hour, that's going to be our bottom, so we're going to have 117 miles divided by 2 1/4 hours. Let's convert it. So we've got 117 divided by 9/4. Now, apply keep change flip. Again, you can actually probably get away without a calculator on this one. But when you do that, you're going to get 52 miles per hour. Alright. Let's look at this next one. And again, these two, read through, set up your divisions, check it out, and then we will go over it. So go ahead and pause the video here. Okay, so now in this case, what is the cost of an individual cookie? So we're looking at the cost per cookie. So here we're going to take our cost, $4.94 divided by 13. Okay, so let's do our division. We figure that out, and it comes out to be 38 cents per cookie. How much does 1 yard of fabric cost? So we're looking at the cost per yard. Okay, so we need the cost, $9, divided by 1 1/8. Now let's convert that into a fraction. So that's 9 divided by 9/8, which is 9/1. I'm writing that first one as a fraction, times, and now we take the reciprocal of the second one, 8/9. Here we definitely see some canceling, right? And we get that the 9's cancel because there's a 9 on top and a 9 on bottom. And we get that is $8 per yard. Okay? So we're looking for the ratio, and we're going to go ahead and calculate that ratio. Anytime we have fractions, we're going to use keep change flip. If we have decimals, we're going to do decimal division, and then we're good to go. So go ahead and do the associated assignment. This is for Unit 2, Lesson 6, Fractional Unit Rates, and I will see you next time.